You know, I feel like me and this game have something close to an abusive relationship. I make content on you, make fun of your every asset, exploit you, and occasionally delete you in a fit of rage, then call you the toxic one, but I end up crawling right back in the end. Sorry, that got weird on me. Demogorgon's out. I only know that because 90% of the time I spend playing the fucking guy is looking at a black screen, and the other 10% is spent looking at the exit gates. Anyway, now to harp on the new chapter and continue the cycle. You guys see the title, so we're both on the same page about who this speculation video is about, but allow me to play dumb for a few minutes. A few weeks ago, Matthew Cote, creative director for Dead by Daylight, had dropped his first hints about the next chapter, and he usually does this by following a certain Twitter account. In this instance, he went to the renowned writer Stephen King, and now we don't have to play dumb anymore. He's hinting at a chapter based on It, the horror novel that became a hit, spawned a few movies and a few more nightmares. But that's not the only bit of evidence, though, to imply that It might be coming to Dead by Daylight. A few days ago, the devs fucked up again, I know, shocker, and uploaded videos to YouTube. They only appear as privated or deleted now, but the people who got notification emails about it claim it was related to Stephen King's It. Plus, if you even try mentioning Pennywise on the forum, your post gets removed because that worked so fucking well for everyone else that tries it. It's okay, guys, the next chapter will be a surprise. I promise. Outside of that, there was a data-mined balloon asset found in the files a few days back, and I mean, we all know how much you guys love subtlety. With all this in mind, it's worth noting that something is probably happening in relation, but this could be a chapter, or a paragraph, or a costume, or just a dumb prank. Though just to say it's happening isn't exactly something to make a fucking video about, so let's go into speculation over his powers. I haven't seen both of the movies in my running tradition of not knowing what I'm talking about, but I think at the least I have a good handle on how the creature actually works. I'm a little curious on what his weapon would be. In the movie he has claws, but he never really uses them. Most of the time he would maul you with his teeth and then eat you, but I really don't think the devs would make a killer that goes around swinging his head at people like some sort of drunken sailor. In the films he has the power to manipulate his victim's sense of reality, and he can change how things look and feel, but never what they really are, and it's never going to be a shapeshifter power, okay? There's just no way. The community's been whining about it forever. It's not happening. Let it go. Okay, so other stuff it could be. Well, they found that balloon in the files, like I mentioned. That's always fun. Well, let's just check the wiki and oh wow, that's a lot of stuff. He can turn you insane. I kinda like that. I'd be all up for perks and abilities that make survivors turn against each other or doubt reality. I'd fucking eat that shit up. There's also the prospect of making him a stalking killer. That's always what the devs go for when they're out of ideas. I don't know, I'm a writer, not a game developer. You can check out my graveyard of long-lost dreams if you want advice on how to implement that shit. I assume we'll be hearing more about this near December, but a lot of the evidence points to the potential of this being a paragraph instead of a chapter. Considering the YouTube fuck-up only happened a few days ago, it could even be a little Halloween surprise, which would be awesome. You also gotta remember that It Part 2 released recently, so if they don't capitalize sooner, there's basically going to be no point. I mean, it's no coincidence that Stranger Things announced their 4th season not long after the new chapter came out. But don't get your hopes up, good things don't happen to people like you and me. Plus, I think behavior is starting to realize if they don't release a killer that can be bought with the non-premium iridescent shards, they might as well give out the next killer for free. I can only imagine how much of that shit has been hoarded by all the Smaugs of the world that don't buy skins. The point I'm getting at is that maybe they release this paragraph and the next chapter is an original one. I mean, I sure as fuck could use that because last week I had to choose between buying Steve Harrington and eating dinner. Speaking of free, you know what else is free? Subscribing. Here, I'll jump up and down on the fucking button till you get the idea. Also, if you enjoyed this video, I'd recommend you stick around and check out some of my other content. I made a video on Gemini Heroes Reborn, and I think you'd love to check that out, as long as, like, you don't get dirt on the carpet or anything. Anyway, there might be a video next week, there might be a video 2 weeks from now. Whenever I find something to talk about, you know I'll be there, drinking and kind of crying to myself about the fact that I have to do it. But, have fun.